What's up, folks? It is, wow, here's the way you start off with the voice here. Long day talking, so don't mind me. But what's up, folks? It is Friday Eve, Thursday night for those who like to keep track of the days of the week. And more importantly, episode 120, the final show that we will do here on Facebook. And we hope that everyone tunes in next week, March 1st, Tuesday night, our first show over at No Filter Network. I will explain to you how you can do it, which is super simple. Just go to nofilter.net, go over to where it says login, click on the login. It's going to ask you for your email. That's it. After that, all you got to do is follow Broad Street South. Just hit the follow on there, search for us, hit the follow, and then grab your free ticket because it will still be free as we do it here on Facebook. So grab your free ticket. That way you guys know, and you'll get alerted every time we go live, which will make it much easier for you guys to end up following the show. But once again, thank you to everyone who supported the show. We're going to have a pretty much casual night here as we get into our sports as we normally do, maybe some entertainment. And our first co-host, lady, of course, the first lady here at Broad Street South is back with us tonight. We haven't spoken to Jen in a while. She's been busy traveling the world, making sure she's at the USFL. She's with me at the Combine. I'm throwing that in there. She may not be there. I'm just saying, hypothetically. But she has so much going on that we can't wait to talk to her and get caught up and see what she's up to. So it's good to see Jen tonight. Also good to see all of you with us tonight as we do, again, our final broadcast over on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram. After that, again, the new home of Broad Street South will be at No Filter Network. So hang on, folks, as I see the comments already coming in. It'll be an action-packed night for sure, and the phone lines will be open here momentarily. And by the way, if you happen to call in, just remember, it is one phone line. So if it is busy or if you get the anonymous voicemail there, please call back and then you'll be able to get through. So with that being said, thank you everyone who's joining us tonight. It is once again episode 120. I'm Angel, and this is Broad Street South. And the one gentleman I can never do the show without, even in sickness and in health. It is the one and only, the Godfather, Mike Fuji.
You thought you were going to get me. You thought.
I'll give you a regular intro.
You thought you were going to get me.
That's because your face was down. That's why.
You thought you were going to get me dancing behind the scenes.
That's all right.
Nice
Don't worry.
try, Slick. You're good, but you're not that good.
No, if your head wasn't down in your phone, I would have gotten you. So that's all right.
Well,
Fuji, what's happening tonight? Huh?
As I'm sharing the show out on all the Eagles pages, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing, folks. My head is elsewhere down in the phone, sharing it out on the show. So everybody who tunes in, all you great people that been riding with us, I'm trying to get everybody out there to watch the show. So that's one thing I'm doing if you see me not looking into the camera. But anyway, Friday Eve, how's everybody? Harden week, one more day. Sixers, Minnesota Timberwolves, James Harden, number one, your point guard out of Arizona State is making his debut as a Philadelphia 76er. Little Birds talk, little USFL. The First Lady of Broad Street South is back in the house. Angel, how the hell are you? Last show, 120, Broad Street South on Facebook. No Filter Network. Let's get the party rocking.
Yes, sir. And as listen, once again, as I'm pretty sure I mentioned to you earlier today, and for those folks who are back home, and I'm sorry for the cold air back home because we're hoping that it will start making a turn, but it is February coming into March, and sometimes in March is not that great. But if you want a great getaway, come down to Tampa, Florida. Clearwater, even though the Phillies are not playing as of yet, but the Threshers kick off their season April 8th. So if you want an excuse to come down, it's been nothing but the mid-80s all week long. And we're continuing that trend come tomorrow. So it'll be 86 degrees here. February, 86 degrees with the normal temperature is 75. But listen, I'm not complaining because it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Tons of stuff going on here in Tampa. So now, see, you, Jen, all you guys need to just jump on the bus, come down this way. Matter of fact, We're going to make you the new John Madden Cruiser. So we're going to get the Cruiser all together. We're going to put a GoFundMe page. Fuji will be the new John Madden, and he'll get on the Cruiser, pick up Jen along the way, pick up Matt, and just stroll everybody down here. We'll have a live show down here. So just get used to there, Fuji.
And we'll be on the highway to hell driving down. A one-way ticket to hell.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully not, but we'll definitely see. And also, I know that, but here is, of course, our lovely First Lady co-host of Broad Street South that we have not spoken to in a while. It is Jen McGraw. Jen, what's happening? What's going on?
What's up, Jen?
Been busy, but I'm super happy to be back. A lot has happened since the last time I've been on the show. Obviously, Ben Simmons was, I mean 25. 25 is no longer in Philadelphia. And of course, we get the one and only James Harden. And in just a little over or a little under 24 hours, he will make his debut as a Philadelphia 76ers. As a Philadelphia 76er, I'm super excited. I cannot wait to watch the game. Excuse me. And then also another thing that popped up earlier this week, Colin Cowherd or whatever his name is, he talked about a theoretical trade. I know it's Eagles off season, but it's never too early to talk about trades. He talked about a theoretical trade of trading the trading 4 first-round picks that the Eagles would have between this year and next year, plus Darius Slay, for Russell Wilson. And I was like, how dumb could that possibly be? Now, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think if we're in a really good position with these 3 first-round picks, plus whatever pick we have next year, plus Darius Slay, we cannot get rid of Big Play Slay. So I don't know. It's going to be a really interesting offseason. I definitely would not trade these 3 vital first-round picks, but that was just something that somebody said. I mean, we all have opinions about what the Eagles should and shouldn't do during this offseason. But I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to talk all things sports, and I'm happy to be back.
No problems.
Well,
good
welcome.
to have you back.
As you dive, excuse me, can you?
What's that? Dove dive? How about the double dive? You want to do the triple Lundy while you're at it?
Sure. Like Rodney, but
exactly.
Colin Cowherd is a moron. I mean, why would you give up 4 number 1 picks and Darius Slay that's suicide. You're just shooting yourself in the foot. Just a flat out moron. I don't. Maybe he's just trying to stir up controversy, but he's doing a pretty good job of it in Philly here. So
true, very true.
Yeah, very true. What's up, Tom? What's going on? As he says, also Fuji.
Well, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it.
Danielle, we'll be over to the No Filter Network. That's where we're moving to. So for everyone who just tuned in, if you're just tuning in, we will be starting at the No Filter Network come Tuesday, March 1st at 8 p.m. All you have to do to join is go to nofilter.net, hit on the top right-hand corner, it'll say log in. It'll ask you which email you would like to use. Of course, your own personal email. Click in. They basically send you an email to verify your email. That's it. Then all you have to do is look for Broad Street South on our No Filter Network, hit the follow button, and then when you see which we already have a show lineup for it, you'll see where it'll say reserve free ticket. Click on that reserve free ticket, and then you'll be ready to go come Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. So that's exactly what we'll end up being. Joey B comes in before we get into more stuff here. Says, thank you, Fuji, Jen, of course, to myself and Debbie, the producer, in the other room as we are live here at the LG Direct Sales Solution Studios. Fuji says, I'm wearing a tuxedo for his last show.
Yeah, I got to get back to you on Twitter about making that move over there to Fox, taking Troy Aikman's spot. He told me to get the microphone and the suit ready.
Yeah. But by the way, Joey, that's going to be his independent show, Fuji Unleashed, where he can just let go of whatever he wants to say. So that'll be a good one. Rich Briggs, what's up, gentlemen? And sorry to see you guys go. Listen, we can't thank enough of everyone who support the show for the last year and a half here on Facebook. Due to the constraints of how things are going in the metaverse, unfortunately, you get filtered for a lot of different things. some things just because you can't even say certain colors anymore. So rather than bringing down the show where they freeze it or they edit or they cut it and everything else, we want to continue having our show. And the only way we can end up doing it if no one filters us. And that's one of the major reasons why I reached out to No Filter Network and decided to join the group over there. So we can't wait to start the show over on that side. Dougie, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a bit, but
What's up, Doc?
man, good to see you here tonight. Joey says, last show, where's Deb? The fans want to see Deb in the other room and say hello. We'll see if she can make an appearance before the end of the show, but we'll see. I'm driving. Can you shoot me a call number? Lee, I will do that. So no problem. Give me a minute and I'll send it over to you. Last show, just left Wawa and survived without her flak jacket. Oh boy. Joey B. He had some good ones on Tuesday night, by the way. Trade them all and Jen rebuild and sign all the Giants fans. So it's a lot of good comments coming in. So I'm going to hold off on a couple more of the extra comments here. Giants fans agree with Cowherd. No one can stand them. Rick Marcus, by the way, from Southwest. I'm ready for baseball, but apparently the people who are making the big bucks aren't. Yeah, Rick, we're going to get into that as well. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. No way we give up that much for a 32-year-old quarterback, maybe 3 good years left. We need to work on the defense. So a lot of good stuff coming up here. So everyone else, hey, Kathleen. And by the way, thanks to Eagles Mania for the exceptional job they end up doing for us by sharing out the show. And you guys, by all means, please come over to No Filter Network because we'd appreciate you guys coming over. As we get the opportunity of sharing the show out, we'll try to do so. But again, to view it, you do have to go to No Filter Network. So make sure you do go to nofilter.net. Just log in with your email. Basically, follow the show, look for Broad Street South, hit that follow button, and then reserve your ticket for the free show. And I'll be putting out an announcement as the days get closer. Rick, thank you so much. He already got his ticket. I appreciate it.
Do we get free popcorn with that instead of
that would
the ticket when everybody makes their entrance on No Filter?
Well, yeah, and that's when we get number 81 to do it for us. He'll be standing at the door there because he's got nothing else better to do. But as Eagles fans, how do you guys feel about the Redskins changing their name to the Commanders? Personally, I'm shaking my head. I think it's silly. No offense. Good question there, Daniel, but dumb. Just seriously dumb. I think in my book, there was no reason for it. You could have kept it the Washington Redskins, number one. Or you can keep it what we call them here, DCU. I think is a better name than the Washington Commanders. But again, because the government decided to step into everything else, hence the reason why they became the Washington Commanders. So, and I wouldn't even get into that one. I just think it's silly. Whether it was the Washington Senators, the Washington Commanders, what was the other? There was like 2 other silly names they came up with.
I don't know. Washington Federals. That was the old USFL team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have liked Washington Red Wolves if they had to change the name, but obviously due to some trademark reasons, they couldn't do that. But that would have been a good one.
It would have been.
I just think they wanted to keep it DC related, obviously. So.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Hence the reason why Commanders, which I just think it's a
right.
When we get over to the No Filter Network, folks, it's going to be a whole different show one night where we're just going to get everything off our chest.
Because I'm going to unleash the dragon, baby.
That's all right. That's the reason why to move. So you guys will see a whole different side than what you normally see over here. So by all intents and purposes, we always have, the professionalism and everything else that we've had on this show. But we'll take one night where we'll change everything up. And whatever we feel like saying, it's going to be said. So, and the nice thing is, I will say to everyone here, Kathleen, I'll get your comment here momentarily. Not only is it great for us to be over there, but you guys can also be part of the live show. And the way you do it is when the show is live, there'll be a feature called Knock. You hit that Knock feature and you can come on live with us as the show is on. So that's a great thing to have where you guys can have the option of either calling in or you can have the option of being right next to us live during the show. So that's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Well, I suppose, how many people can we have on? About 24?
24 folks. Listen, you're giving away the farm here, Slick. Can you slow it down a little bit, will you? We got to get over there first.
Just trying to let everybody know to jump in.
Yeah, exactly. Just jump in, but don't worry. Don't jump in too much. Listen, just get over with us. Do everything I ask you to do. Not do what I say, what I asked you to do. There's a difference. All I ask you is go to nofilter.net, hit the login. What?
I do opposite.
I know you do all the time. But Kathleen says we need to keep Hurts. He got the talent, just needs improvement, which is true. And one Devontae Adams, if I remember correctly, Fuji and Jen, he was hinting that he wanted to come to Philly.
Wow.
During the end of the regular season. He was hinting that he wanted to come to Philly.
I think it all depends on what AR-12, what his decision is.
No, it won't matter. It won't matter. I think Davante Adams, listen, a lot of people can say that they believe and they trust in everything that Aaron Rodgers is doing. For me personally, I think it's going to come down to, if you guys really think about it, it's you won one Super Bowl with Green Bay under Aaron Rodgers. You had the opportunity of winning a couple more, but you did it. So at this point, how much more are you going to believe in Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers? So I think it's just getting to the point where that road has already hit, and some of these players are going to say, you know what, I don't care what AR does. At this point, either you're all in, you're out, and if not, we'll push you out. One or two, because this saga can't continue.
Jen, as far as Davante Adams, can you see them franchise tagging him?
I mean, it might be worth a shot. I really think it all depends on what Aaron Rodgers decides. I was about to say Green Bay, but it all depends on what Aaron Rodgers ultimately, I guess, decides. And I guess we'll find that out soon enough, because he let the team know that he came to a decision, or will come to a decision soon. But if Aaron Rodgers stays, I kind of see Davante Adams, or I kind of see the Green Bay Packers trying to keep Davante Adams just because of that dynamic duo that they have. Right. But I don't, who knows? I mean, Angel, you brought up a good point, because it might not even matter. If Davante Adams wants to come to Philly, he's going to obviously try to come to Philly. And I mean, we'll accept him with open arms. So I think it's going to come down to what Aaron Rodgers decides as far as his future is concerned.
Well, I heard a rumor too about the Bears possibly taking a run at Davante Adams with the money they got under their cap. But why would you want to go to Chicago?
Well, because it's like, there's teams out there just going to have to rebuild. Unfortunately, Chicago's one of them. They're no different. The same way right now, there's 4 key free agents out there, and some guys that could end up being cut. So, and I believe Carson Wentz is one of them. I think his welcome at Indy, he blew that one. He did it himself. Indy made that trade. They wanted to make sure that he was happy, but in the end, he was the one that screwed that one up. So Carson has no one to blame but Carson, period.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Boy, Fuji, once again, I'm astonished. Jeez Louise, man. Can someone please wake up, Fuji? I don't know. Maybe I can get something.
I am awake. I am awake.
Lord. From the guy who was freaking going nuts about Carson Wentz before. Matter of fact, I think Tom Brady should give you a call. Since you like to freaking bust my stone so much about Tom Brady, maybe if I start talking Tom Brady,
his publicist. Did you ever get that care package?
I sure did.
After TB12 retired.
Yep, sure did. What's up, Tom? How are you and Tara doing? Hang on here for a second. Well, good, because I got to take this one here. I believe it is one.
Lee Money.
Lee Money.
Lee Money in the bank.
Hello, Lee. Are you there? Hang on for 1 second. I need to switch one thing. Give me 1 second here, because this.
1 second.
Listen.
You're on the clock.
Oh, now you want to be a wise ass, do you?
I'm always a wise ass. That's how I came into the world.
Yeah,
You think I'm going out? In a blaze of glory as the biggest smart ass to ever walk the earth.
Oh, yeah. Lee, are you there?
Yeah. Lee, where are you?
I'm here. I can hear everybody now.
Can you hear everybody? Can
you hear me?
I sure
now
can.
We can.
What's happening, Lee?
What's up, Lee?
Oh, man.
You ghost busting tonight?
At just the right time.
You ghost busting tonight?
No, well, getting ready to. We have an event on Saturday, so I'm going to pick up all the stuff that I need to take with me from one of our members that can't go. But you sent me the number at just the right time, because I was going to ask you what your thoughts were on a crypt message that Aaron Rodgers sent out on Instagram.
Well, let's see. First, let me let it go to Fuji first, because Fuji's so excited tonight. I can't tell you. He's like jumping out of his seat, Lee. I don't know what his deal is tonight.
I jumped out of my seat.
Boy, oh boy, he's like a fish out of water. I don't understand what's going on with him. So, how about you go first, there, Slick?
I don't know what was stated. Can you let us know, Lee? Because I'm out of the loop with that one.
So he put out this like 900-page Instagram, like thanking like everybody under the sun, his girlfriend, the quarterback room, the coaches, the receivers, and he was using past tense words in the message. Like, it was great working with you guys. It's been fun. Things like that. So to me, it either sounds like he's going to go into free agency or he might be retiring. So I'm kind of curious as to what some people may think about that.
I don't think he's retiring.
No, he's not. I personally don't believe he's going to retire, because he would have. It was the same way when you have the excuse with Tom Brady and, whether he was going to retire, whether he wasn't going to retire. I mean, so to me, he's not going to retire. I think he's just done. I think he's done with Green Bay. I don't think he cares to see what Green Bay is going to end up doing. It just, in my own opinion, because even what was the GM, I believe, had just mentioned last night, they were saying, oh, we're going to give him time. We're going to figure out what he wants to do. And no matter what, he's not going to have the ability to decide to walk. Well, yeah, he can. Unfortunately, because these superstars can do whatever they want to, as we're seeing that with MLB baseball and these guys winning these $100 million, $500 million, $1 billion contracts. So to me, Aaron Rodgers, you have to look at this point for a brand new home, because there's no reason, if you're not happy any longer in Green Bay, why stay there and make everyone else miserable? Everybody knows it. You should know it. It's just one of those things that I think he's done. So retirement, I just don't see it. I don't think Tom Brady was holding a story. I think he just knew it was time for him to go. And who knows? Maybe Tom decides to take a year off and says, you know what? I can come back for one more, get his body reconditioned. Lord knows he spends $1 million a year on his body alone just for all conditioning treatments he ends up taking and doing. And the new line that he has right now that a lot of people are doing. But yeah, to me, I don't think Aaron Rodgers retires.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was just, one of those things like, could this be retirement? I don't think he's going to retire either. But I also don't think that he's been to the team that I would want him to come to. I think he's got his heart set on Denver, and he's just waiting for the Green Bay Packers to slide him a deal that isn't as, quote-unquote, lucrative as they claim it is.
Well, I believe the Denver Broncos hired the Packers offensive coordinator, and I heard he was pushing to get Rodgers in Denver. Whether it's true or not,
I've been hearing
I
that
can
too.
see it happening.
Yeah, I've been hearing that too.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that too. I would love to see him in Pittsburgh, but I think he's going to be wearing blue and orange.
Yeah.
Shame I just missed him by a year.
Sure did. And by the way, Lee, Fuji finally woke up when Joey B told him that Fuji has a TV dinner next to him. That's why he's distracted.
Oh, boy.
If I do, I don't know about it. News to me.
Exactly. No, but listen, it's going to be Dave. I see you trying to pop in and out. Hopefully he'll get his video straightened out. The last time he had to sign out from his one account and get back into the other one. So we're going through that again there, Lee. But listen, one thing I want to mention as well, because I don't know how much time you have with us. How about the debut of the Crank It Up show? How much fun ended up being? And not only that, the irony that we had this past Tuesday, we ended up having Jeff Kerr from CBS. You guys missed a great show, by the way. Jeff was watching what I had in the background, and the first 15 minutes of the show was nothing but NASCAR talk. So you guys missed a great show on Tuesday night.
Man, I wanted to be there, but Tuesday night, there was a pretty big shakeup here at Redline Radio. So I wanted to say congratulations to my buddy, Timbuktu, for becoming our new executive producer. And the reason he's now the executive producer is because I have accepted the position of station manager over here at Redline Radio. So like we keep saying, big things are happening over here at Redline. And, our meeting just so happened to coincide with when you guys went on the air. I apologize. We love being on with you guys. But I mean, oh man, that Daytona 500 was so good, except for the driver that drives number 6. I refuse to say his name. He was aggressive for no reason when there was no need to be aggressive. When he was aggressive, he caused 3 wrecks, one at the very last lap of the race, and he's tied for first in the point. I don't understand how that can even be possible.
Well,
That's what's boggling my mind.
Yeah, it was a lot, but I think a man who can answer that question for you, other than myself, is not only the owner of Redline Radio, but it's Dynamite Dave doubling up as Double D tonight. And what's happening, Dave? How are you this evening?
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Sorry, I'm joining a little late here.
Hello.
What's up, Dave? How you doing?
How are you guys doing tonight? I know this is your last episode, and I want to give you guys a congratulations on the new network, and also kudos to all the hard work you guys did over there at Broad Street South and bringing us to your guys' fans and whatnot. So I know we'll be moving over to the same network here real soon. So we got to keep that little hush hush until we get a lot of things going on behind the scenes. But, I heard you guys talking about Aaron Rodgers while I was trying to get on here. Listen, I don't think Aaron Rodgers leaves Green Bay. I think that if he does leave Green Bay, and I hate to say this, I think that he goes to Tampa Bay. I really think he goes to the Bucs. I think that they have that deal already worked out. I know he's got a decision. He's probably tired of playing down there in that cold, and Devontae Adams going to go with him. I mean, I'd lose Godwin for Adams any day of the week. I mean, you get Aaron Rodgers to go there, you'll probably get Gronk to sign back. So, I mean, he's got a Super Bowl ready team there in the NFC. Him going there, there's a lot of talk too. I've seen some trades happening today with the Steelers and Russell Wilson and the Steelers and Jimmy G. So I seen Pittsburgh sending a 4th and a 6th round to San Francisco for Jimmy G. That's the perfect thing you can do to get Jimmy G. And then I seen Pittsburgh sending 1st, 2 seconds, and 2/3 to Seattle for Russell Wilson. I definitely wouldn't give that a lot of thought. That's too much to give up for a 35-year-old quarterback. Or I'm sorry, 32-year-old quarterback. I definitely wouldn't do that. But is Russell Wilson in a better spot than Aaron Rodgers is to take us further? Absolutely, he is. I would take Russell Wilson any day over Rodgers, but I'm a Rodgers fan, so hopefully Rodgers makes the right choice and signs with Pittsburgh. Never know. I mean, we had 21 million coming off the books over the last 3 days with Roethlisberger, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Joe Hayden all becoming free agent, or Roethlisberger retiring, the other 2 becoming free agents. So that's a little bit of Steelers news. Lee Money's on the line. What's up, Lee? We'll talk about the Daytona 500 a little bit. There's a lot of talk that a lot of drivers don't like the new tires. I know Kevin Harvick was complaining about it this past week. He's not happy with it. A lot of people are happy with the cars, and there's some that ain't happy with the cars, man. But I mean, after one race, I'm okay with the cars. I've seen some good things from it. I've seen some bad things from it. But, that's racing. You'll have that. Daytona 500's here. I know we were all excited for Crank It Up this past week. If you guys missed that, then you guys missed a great show. But, yeah, a lot of things happening in the sports world. We'll talk a little bit about the All-Star game here real quick. I don't know if you guys touched on that, but I had an opportunity to go to the Rookie Challenge. I don't like the format of that game, but it is kind of cool to see 4 games being played, 4 different teams, and 2 battling out. That's kind of cool, but I don't like the format for that game. I'm an old school person. I don't like the format for the All-Star game. I think they should go back to East and West and wear the All-Star jerseys with different numbers like they did back in the day. But that's never going to happen. As long as LeBron James is the president of the Players Association, it's not going to happen.
Hey, Dave, just to touch on that slam dunk contest was a disgrace.
It sure was. I didn't even watch it.
What a joke.
I mean, I seen somebody dunking in Timberlands. Like, that's what the dunk contest has come to? You couldn't come more creative than that?
Right. Wow, it was horrible.
I think
the worst dunk contest ever.
I think what the NBA should do.
Agreed.
I agree with both of you. I think what the NBA should do moving forward, if you want to make it fun, you take the best average 3-point shooter, the best percentage 3-point shooter from the home team where it's hosting at, and you automatically give them a bid into the 3-point shootout or the dunk contest. You ask them, your best dunker on your team, your best 3-point shooter has an automatic bid for there. Let them defend their home territory. See if somebody can knock them off. Or another thing that, we can do is, you guys want to talk about getting legends put back in this game and how much you love the 75 top players. Okay, how many of them 75 top players can still play? All you really got to do is shoot the ball for a 3-point shootout. Who wouldn't want to see Steph Curry versus Ray Allen? one-on-one at the end at the same time. Who wouldn't want to see that? Who wouldn't want to see Paul Pierce versus Karl Anthony Towns? Who wouldn't want to see that? I mean, you take your four best from there, your four best from that. Whoever wins, you have a Legends champion, you have a current champion. That's kind of a cool way to add to the three-point shootout. You got to make it fun. You have to make it fun for the people. So you're going to sell more tickets and sell jerseys. If you would have came up with a LeBron,
people watching.
Exactly. You got to make it creative.
Right.
I think that Major League Baseball is the only one who's got the All-Star game correct. The NFL football Pro Bowl, come on, man. It's a touch game. Why even play? Just give them each a check of $15,000 and let them be on their way. It's a waste of time.
It has been, but
I don't disagree with Dave on any of that. And that was actually going to be my next question about NASCAR was with the tires and the wheels, because we saw the wheels fall off of two separate cars twice during the 500. And I'm wondering if NASCAR is probably going, should we go back to 5 lug nuts? Because this don't seem to be working.
But again, you're talking about, to me, I think you're also looking at, first of all, we only seen the car twice now, the Busch Clash, and then of course the Daytona 500. So you still can't give up on what they know they need to adjust. I think as the season progresses, if it's something where it's going to get really, really bad, just in my own little opinion here, I think if it gets something to the point where NASCAR feels it's becoming a danger and a hazard to the drivers, then I think we'll see a change. And obviously we'll see before they hit another super speedway, because who knows? And now that the season started, the guys get the opportunity of being able to go to another super speedway, and that being Talladega, and then test it out to see what they're going to end up getting. You also got to remember too, this is the first time they ran tandem, because in the Busch series or the Busch Class, you weren't able to hit the top speeds that they were hitting on Sunday, which is between 187 to 190 miles per hour. So at this point, everything right now is a test with this brand new car. But I don't think NASCAR is going to turn around and say, you know what, we need to go back to the way it was before. And I'm pretty sure, even with the confiscated tires that they had from RFK and Penske, they're going to figure out, okay, what were they exactly trying to do other than to get the tire on and off quickly? So there's going to be some adjustments to it. I don't believe that, again, you just throw in the towel after the first race. I know a lot of drivers are concerned, but that car is one of the safest cars that they have built to date, because I do remember seeing someone flipping upside down, and thankfully, even with the smaller end of those tires, made that car stay upright after it flipped. So I don't think they're going to give up on those tires. And I could be wrong, Dave. I don't know if you want to put your thought in as well, but I could be completely wrong.
What I'm hearing is about the tires is the reason why I think that they're trying to get an advantage on the tires. Me being a racer myself, and being around the sport, I think they're trying to soften the tires because the rims are a lot harder with them switching over from the steel to the aluminum wheels. It adds more weight to it, and it ties it down to the track. So they're trying to get as much as they can out of it, make the tires last longer. And I think that I brought this up on the show last week. They're only getting eight sets of tires for the race. So they have to watch on what they're doing with these tires and whatnot, because NASCAR only allows them to have 8 sets of tires. So you figure that's 32 tires. I'm sorry, 8 times 4. Yeah. So you're getting what? 32 tires? No, 24 tires, right?
Right.
24 tires. So yeah, you're getting 24 tires there. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot for a race. You figure every pit stop you put 2 to 4 on. I mean, so there's a lot of good and a lot of bad with the new tires and the new rim setup and the new one lug. But I'm going to talk down to Tim Packman down in Vegas when I'm down there. We actually had him on our show, and I'm going to actually talk to some of them guys and see how they're liking these tires and whatnot, because I'm probably going to have media credentials for that race.
Hey, Joey's trying to give us some math here. Yes.
32. I had it right the first time.
You did, but you also mentioned 3 times 8, which obviously gave us just don't mind Joey. Listen.
I'm doing Scott Steiner math.
Hey, it's been a long day. It's been a long day for me and Dave, man. We had a lot of stuff we had to cover today.
That's right. It's just Joey being Joey. It's no big deal. It's what he does, and that's why we love him to death, because it's the comments. And I will say this much. I almost lost it on Tuesday because Dylan, he let us know that he's going to be now the scoreboard keeper for the Toronto Blue Jays. So he was hired, barring that the actual season will commence. But as the comments were coming in, his friend Chris decided to drop a comment in there. And thankfully, I didn't bust out laughing until after we were done and I signed off. But he puts in there, we had, again, Jeff Kerr on with us. And Jeff Kerr, likes to laugh and joke, as we find out throughout the show. But he puts, Angel, how did you find Jeff Bezos' son? And how did you bring him on the show? And I almost just about lost it. So it was just, yeah, the comments were coming hard and heavy, not to even include Joey's comments. So I'm like, good Lord. And it was just, so I had to explain to Jeff, by the way, just in case you see us giggling, it's not because we're laughing with you. It's just Joey B is in the house and he gets it going. So yeah, but it was just something else. As he says, just busting chops, Dave. You rock. So Joey B he's just a man. Just funny character.
It's okay. I use that Scott Steiner math today. It's been a long day.
But listen, there was something I want to, the other thing I want to bring up, Lee, while you're on the line as well, you guys, of course, being the Steel City Renegades fans out there in Ohio, and you guys can check out the show. It is during the off season right now, but throughout the regular season, 7 to 9 p.m. on Steel City Renegades, you can catch myself, Dave, Lee, and Chipper when he gets the time to jump in with us. All of us out there on Steel City Renegades. But I think for you guys, the surprise move for not only the team that created the Rooney Rule, but also for bringing Brian Flores out there as your senior defensive advisor. So how about that for a great move by Pittsburgh?
Isn't that like, oh my God, that is like the best news that I got in the offseason, other than we're going to have a quarterback other than Mason Rudolph. But, I mean, it was a brilliant move. And, like, the whole way it even went down was even spectacular. I mean, Flores was just calling Tomlin for advice, and Tomlin's like, well, how about I just give you a job?
Right.
So, I mean, as much negative as I can say about Mike Tomlin, because there is enough negative out there to say, that was a brilliant move by him. I'm glad the Rooneys approved it. And, I mean, we did say that the defense was lacking a little bit last season. So this is going to be the things that I think is definitely going to help try to get us through this without having to completely rebuild this team from the ground up. Dave agrees with me, but
they took a great shot hiring a guy. Brian Flores is already a proven coach in the NFL.
Hey,
they made him defensive coordinator. Why not?
Mark my word.
Yeah,
he will replace Tomlin as head coach of the Steelers.
You think?
Oh yes.
I could see it.
Yes. He's a young guy. He's 36, 37 years old. If Tomlin doesn't win in the next 2 years, Flores signed that 2-year deal. They'll probably promote from within. They know that he's talented. They didn't hire him just for his defense. He's a great head coach. He's in a great situation with Tomlin. Tomlin, it might be time for Tomlin to move on. Might be time for the Steelers to move on. They have their next coach right there. People are going to be calling. If Tomlin does not win this year, people are going to be calling for his job. You have Brian Flores step right in. You won't miss a beat. I mean, this is a great hire by Pittsburgh. This is probably the hire of the offseason. Out of every head coaching job, this is the hire of the offseason because this is setting you up for the future, man. And who knows going to be quarterback for Pittsburgh next year? I know I have my top 5 people who I want as quarterback. Will they get a chance to be there? I don't know, but with this Brian Flores hiring, I'm stoked about it. I'm ready to see how our defense plays. But now I think Tomlin turns the defense over to Flores because he can trust him. That's his buddy. And Tomlin is very good or very particular on who he allows call plays. And with that being his buddy, he's going to allow him to do that.
Dave, as far as the Steelers, what's their salary cap looking like?
We'll have $43.6 million come draft day. So that's a lot of money. I mean, I just seen that they might be cutting Joe Schobert, which we don't need him. I'd like to pick up Anthony Hitchens, the Clearview native from out here in Ohio. You could get him for probably about $9 to $10 million. He's a Super Bowl, winner. Put him on that defense. He fits right in. Joe Schobert really didn't do nothing for us, and we really didn't give up nothing for him. He did what he was supposed to do for the Steelers this year and played his heart out. I mean, that's all you can ask for somebody, especially in Pittsburgh. I want to see Joe Hayden gone. I don't want him back unless you get him on a cheaper deal, maybe a $4 or $5 million deal. for the year. He's not worth it. He's lost a step. I know there's a lot of Steeler people out there that's going to say, oh, well, you're nuts. You're nuts. My focus on defense is getting another rusher and solidifying Minkah Fitzpatrick. And then my next boat is getting some guys on the offensive line, which I just seen that the kid from Washington, the Sheriff kid, Brandon Sheriff, he's set to be released. So therefore, he's a good pickup for Pittsburgh. I'd like to see us get him and draft a lineman. And then, you might add a wide receiver to this. I mean, there's a lot of talk that Pittsburgh might go after Jarvis Landry. I heard that today. So Jarvis would fit in good with this young core. He don't need to be a top 2 or 3 or top 2. He could be a third wide receiver, possession down. I mean, so, there's a lot of names out there. I'd go get another running back to take a little bit of carries off of Najee. You need a back that can give you 9 to 13 to 14 carries a game, about 70 to 85 yards, maybe a touchdown. He don't need to do much, but takes him off of him.
Yeah, no. And by the way, Lee, because you're not, before you chime back in here, just because you can't see us tonight, I want to describe it. Do you remember the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze?
Yes.
Okay. Remember at the very end when Patrick Swayze came back and he had the red shirt on and so Dave right now looks just like the end of that movie with Patrick Swayze because it looks just like it. So, and he's got a red shirt on too, which makes it even more amazing. So it's just the way he looks today. The Red Line Radio logo looks great. It's just the picture comes in and out, but it's hilarious, but it's good though. I'm glad you guys are on tonight, but listen, one thing, and I didn't think about it, Dave, until you just mentioned it right now. I didn't put it together as far as for Brian Flores actually being the potential candidate, the new head coach for the Steelers. That completely, I think because I like that he finally hired Brian Flores, and even though he could have gotten rid of the good Lord, the lawsuit, he wants to keep it going only because he wants to prove to the NFL you need to do more than what you guys weren't doing. But I like the move by the Steelers. But Dave, you are 100% correct. So Lee, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to give you a vivid description, Dave.
Oh no, you're good, man. I mean, he's right though. I mean, he is a proven head coach, and I mean, Flores should not drop this lawsuit because all it's going to do, and I mean, they're saying that there is way more than enough evidence to prove what Flores has been saying about what the Dolphins did too. So, I mean, that is the biggest black eye in the history of black eyes for the NFL. And, thank God that Hugh Jackman, not Wolverine, Hugh Jackson was proven to be the liar that I always knew he was, because I didn't think there was any way that Cleveland was going to have him do that. But, I mean, that's just Hugh Jackson just trying to sit there and say, no, I was actually a good head coach. But, no, in reality, you still suck. Yeah. To his other point about, Jarvis Landry, I mean, Landry, again, being very overly cryptic and everything, he too said something very similar, like, that he's not happy in Cleveland. And we all saw how negatively the relationship between Cleveland and OBJ ended. So, I mean, do they really want to have that twice? And especially with those two being buddies? No. I mean, I would love to see Jarvis Landry in Pittsburgh. I mean, the kid's a great talent, and he's young.
I want to ask this: how is it that nobody is ever happy in Cleveland? I don't get that.
Me either.
Why is nobody ever happy in
This city
Cleveland?
sucks.
It just tells how you really feel. But no, it's true. And by the way, Lee, if you want another giggle here or laugh, so Joey comes back and he says, as we're talking about the movie Ghost, he says, Ghost with Swayze and Demi Moore. For the last show, Fuji and Angel need to reenact the scene. So, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Dave should just be happy that this isn't Star Trek, because we all know what happens to people with red shirts in Star Trek.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I don't know what's going on with my camera.
Right there, it happens. Don't worry about it. It's still the audio is great, so you got nothing to worry about.
Remember the movie 3 Men and a Baby?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a spirit behind the curtain in that?
Hey, speaking of movies, speaking of movies, real quick with a show of hands, has anybody started to watch Yellowstone or seen Yellowstone yet?
No, not the new season.
No.
Oh, dude, you guys got to watch it. It is awesome. It is awesome. You got to watch it.
Not yet. Believe it or not, I got caught on to because I was so busy before. I'm gonna echo from somebody.
That's
It might have been
money.
me. I just unmuted my mic. Sorry.
Okay, but I think the funny thing is. Uh-oh. Hey, Lee.
Hang on, I got you on my Bluetooth. Let me take you off the Bluetooth.
Okay.
Lee, you should know better than this. Executive producer should know better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lee, come on. What are you doing?
Well, you're
As
not
a station manager.
Yeah, he's it's not official to the first, but I'm letting him get a few days underneath of his belt to see how he acts.
Now, the one thing. Oh boy, Joey B. Oh my God, Fuji, spirit behind the curtain. Yeah. But no, listen, you're talking about Yellowstone. I'm just, because of being so busy when the series actually came out, I'm just now starting, thanks to my great girlfriend Debbie, I just got caught up with Schitt's Creek, and that show is hilarious.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm surprised how those two actors, granted, of course, mostly it's all family because what's her name? The one that runs the diner.
Oh, I don't know.
Is that the one with William C. Macy?
No, that's the dad from the dad from American Pie. What is his name?
Eugene Levy.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Eugene Levy, his son and his daughter are in the series because I want to say it's like, is it Juana or something? I know it's a weird name for a girl, but
Twyla, but
There
her
you go,
name
Twyla.
is Sarah Levy. Yeah.
yeah. So Twyla, and by no offense, I don't mean anything weird for a girl, but it's something that you never hear. So it's a great character name to end up putting up there. But it's funny how Eugene Levy's son and then the girl who plays his sister, they could not play more of a brother-sister act on cue, and the way the mannerisms, everything they end up doing, that show's hilarious. And then Catherine O'Hara, what an amazing job, because as the season progressed, and Debbie, she got me hooked onto this, the accent, how it changes. And, she doesn't say baby, it's like, baby, what are you doing there, baby? It's such a great show. Such a great show. Lee, I don't know are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right.
Hey, one more thing about Pittsburgh, real quick.
Sure.
I heard something today about your guys' former quarterback in Philadelphia coming to Pittsburgh, and that's Carson Wentz. I made a call to the Steelers organization, and I told them they better not get Carson Wentz.
Yeah, well, it might be coming, buddy. It might be coming. You do not want that baggage, but it might be coming.
Good luck.
Yeah, because don't forget, as we mentioned on Tuesday with Jeff Kerr, as we were speaking to him, and by the way, great guest. That guy was, and we had the after party for at least a good Fuji. I want to say like another 40 minutes after the show was over, and we was just still cutting up with him. So he's a great guy. He'll end up coming back on with us as well. So when he comes back on, you guys have to come back on because he's a great, huge NASCAR fan. And by the way, the guest, Dave, if you don't mind mentioning the guest you guys had on the debut of Crank It Up on Sunday.
Yeah, Tim Packman. He is actually down there working for Pub Tables or whatever he's working for down there. I got to get the proper name. He'll be down there in Vegas when I'm down there. He was live from Daytona letting us know how things were going down there. So kudos to him. He's also an author. I'm going to pick up some books while I'm down there. I'll send Angel or give Angel one. Maybe when he comes down from the Piston Power Show, he can give Fuji one and give Jen one. Jen, where do you live at?
So I'm in New Jersey. I live in South Jersey.
Oh, okay. So so then we'll probably have to send you one if you got any kids, nephews, or nieces or whatnot. Maybe it's a nice bedtime story to read for him. I have to read the book, but he normally puts out some good kids books. So kudos to Tim Packman.
Thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
Hey, Lee, are you building a shelf?
No, I'm putting gas in my car.
Okay. Man,
Lee, you know better than this shit. Come on, man.
Hey, I'm a busy man,
Christ.
man. I mean, I got to run a radio station, a graphics department, a Ghostbusters group, and I got to put gas in my car.
No, it's just busy all around.
He's
I
just a
want to know.
one-man band.
There's
Yep.
as we're getting into other things tonight as well. The other thing which I find interesting is once again mentioned in the earlier part of the show. Hold on for a second. Mike comes in. By the way, Sean, I saw your comment. I did see it talking about, as far as you talking about Reach or Amazon Prime. I did hear that is a good one, but I want to bring up two quick comments because I see Mike Klein from Philly to South. Jen is a Jersey girl. I don't know. I didn't know that. Nice. I'm originally from North Jersey, Morristown, not Moorestown. Yeah.
Got it.
We discussed that a couple episodes ago when I asked him about the same exact thing. And Mike says, what's the cost to book you guys for a few live shows at Tampa Joe's next year? Let's make it happen. The club will pay for Fuji's plane ticket.
What about my plane ticket, Mike? Come on, man. You can't.
And mine?
Yeah, come on. Jen, come on. Let's go. Let's go to Tampa.
You guys are Steelers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen,
Hold on, Fuji. That doesn't mean
Wait
nothing,
a second.
man. That doesn't mean anything.
no, listen,
I didn't say it.
I
You
mentioned
did say it.
The Steelers. You're not an Eagles. I mean,
That doesn't mean anything.
it doesn't matter. I'm on the show with them, and it's still City Renegades, and I'm on with them.
hold up.
Wait, Rick jumped in. He says I got Fuji covered. Fuji, by the way,
Nice,
Fuji,
Rick, appreciate
who
it.
had a ticket to come down here when the Eagles were here, blew that one. So maybe he won't blow it this time around.
Oh, yeah, by the way, you getting a Tampa Bay Bandits jersey? Joe?
No, I'm not getting
Joey
a
B?
Tampa Bay Bandits jersey.
Well, hey, Dave, if Aaron Rodgers goes to Tampa, then he's gonna have to change that Brady jersey to Rodgers 12.
See, the problem is the
Right.
whole night he was asleep, right? Until you bring up Tom Brady or Tampa Bay Bandits. See how he wakes up? See how that happens?
Well,
Exactly.
yeah, you
Yeah.
got your ear to the street
Did
with
you
the
tell Fuji
publicist.
what your nickname is on Crank It Up?
Yeah, it's TB12 Chico Racing up there on on Crank It Up. So
Sounds like
everybody,
you should drive a car called that.
what, Chico Racing?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
guys,
that's right.
real quick, let me ask this. While Angel and Lee are on, Jen, if you're not doing nothing this Monday night, would you be interested in being our official Grand Marshal to kick off the show for us on Crank It Up this Monday?
I would love to. I will get back to you on that just because I mean, I would absolutely love to, but my schedule is jam-packed. But like I said, I would love to, so I will get in touch with you about that.
All right, awesome. That would be great to have her as
Yeah.
the Grand Marshal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because one Italian stallion was supposed to be the Grand Marshal, but boy,
Yeah, what happened there, Fuji? Did you forget
Oh, what
about us?
happened?
I got sidetracked somewhere.
he
I don't
is
know.
sidetracked. He just said, "I'm not going on there with those clowns." That's what he said.
Oh,
You
so we're
said
clowns now.
Oh,
that's from that joker that said it. I never called you guys clowns.
First, he doesn't want us to come down to Tampa because we're Steelers fans.
I didn't
And then
say
he-
that.
He said you
I
guys were
was
Steelers
referring
fans.
about the plane ticket.
oh.
I was referring about the plane ticket.
Hey,
Not
listen,
because you guys live in Ohio and root for the Steelers. I mean,
that's no different than.
We're going to root for that
wait.
clown show that plays here?
That's no different than the ones that live in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia, and are Dallas fans. So
easy there, Tampa Bay
They're
Lightning
worse.
/ Tom Brady / Bucks fan. Whatever, Tampa Bay Bandits, Aaron AR-12, the next jersey you'll have, stashed next to the
There
Brady.
he is.
yeah,
There's
whole
Fuji.
night. he's not
Next
awake.
to the Brady 12, Rodgers 12. Which is it going to be? Along with your Tampa Bay Lightning and Tampa Bay Bandits shirt and all the paraphernalia you're going to buy so you can stick it straight up somewhere and all that good jazz. And you say you're from Philly and all this jabroni stuff.
Wait, there's something wrong with his mic. It's coming in and out. I don't know what's happening here.
Oh, my God.
Hey, you know,
His motions
Hey,
on
We
camera
went almost an
are funny.
entire
I did not
episode without a
curse.
Fuji rant, so I'm
Jabroni,
glad
I
we
did
got
not curse. So you can mute my mic all you want. But when I get over to no filter, I'm going to be a lunatic. They're going to have to take me down to Friends Hospital on the boulevard, put me in restraints, 302 my ass, whatever you want to do. Let the lion out of his cage to go ballistic. It don't matter.
See,
Oh
that's
my
all it
God.
took. Lee and Dave to mention TV12. That's all it took. The rest of, I swear, Jen can back me up with this one. The
Yep.
show started
Yep.
and he was just, See, that's all he did.
When he went off
wasn't even when I
camera,
got on.
when he went off camera, he filled that cup up. What did Fuji fill that cup up with?
Apparently, TB12 fuel.
Apparently.
There, getting your ear to the street with the publicist, waiting on your care package after TB12 announces retirement. You went and you cried at your eyes in the jersey, and you said, "Tom, I can't take it no more. Tom, you got to come back one more year and win the Super Bowl. I can't take it. I can't keep this jersey in the back of my car."
Hey, by the way, he is coming out though in spring. Yeah, 80 on Brady. You see that one?
Oh, yeah.
You know the publicist. You got it all down just because the cell made him retire for 6 months, and he'll be back. Don't worry.
He's not coming back.
In San Francisco or somewhere else playing in the NFL.
He's not coming back. He's too busy. He's going to be filming
Well,
80 on Brady.
you know the down low of Brady, so admit it.
Hey, why not? Somebody's got to report it because ESPN can't report it, right? But I did. So, take your pick.
Well, when Adam Schefter even said it, well, you were like, well, let's hold off on it here. Between you and between Schefter and Rappaport. Breaking wrong news. You know what was going on first. That he was going to call it right before the Super Bowl.
That's
4
right.
days later. Or 3 days, whatever the hell it was.
As Joey B says, Fuji too freaking funny. Joe Pesky and my cousin Vinny. There it is. That's exactly what it is.
A couple of Utes.
Yeah.
You say I'm funny, I'm a clown, I amuse you. I'm here to freaking amuse you.
That's exactly
Don't
what
get
it
me
is.
started. Do not. See, why did you said I'm funny? How am I? What the flip is so funny about me, Henry?
Uh-huh.
That's it, Henry. You make 400 questions. You really are a funny guy.
It's amazing.
Oh my God.
It's amazing. Mike Klein says you got to bet at my house when you come to Tampa. We'll cover all. By the way, Fuji there, Mike, not Fiji. Fiji is an island in Hawaii. Fuji.
The Fiji Island.
Yeah.
Fuji, it don't friggin' matter.
My dogs, Dallas and Sucks, would love to meet you. By the way, they're Italian Rottweilers.
Well, good fellas now. Hey,
Good
you
Lord.
ran me up and you got me fired off from the nofilter.net, the no filter show. Let it just be filtered, unfiltered. It don't matter.
Hey, get it right.
No filter network. So no filter me now. Guess what, Facebook? We're going out with a bang tonight. You can mute me. You can do this. You can edit me. It don't matter. Bye-bye. And we're going to the no filter network. Take care. We'll say what we want and bon voyage, sayonara, leave it there, cheat, all that good stuff.
What the hell is even that?
Exactly. You wanted to go out with a bang, Angel? Well, here you go. You got it, baby.
Whoever threw that in, I owe you a beer when you come to Ohio.
I want a case. I don't want a beer. All right, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Good luck. He comes out here on his 50th. That's going to be a great freaking weekend. Fuji moves so fast, his windows will blur. He's the Green Hornet. Yeah. Far from it. That's okay, though. You can be part of Big Bang Theory. That's what you can be a part of.
That's what we're gonna have, Big Bang Theory.
It's all right.
Boom.
But I want to get to some, as we mentioned earlier, about Ben Simmons. And Ben Simmons feels, as he told folks, that he doesn't.
Why?
Well, Seth Curry said that Ben does not owe anyone an apology.
How do you know?
I don't care for Ben's apology because Ben needs to apologize to himself even before he remotely thinks that any Philly fan would ever forgive him. Unless you're part of the far left, then maybe they'll forgive him. But that's besides the point. Because my thing is that you feel like you did us a favor by walking. But in the meantime, you were here and did absolutely nothing to contribute and got your feelings hurt. So I know there was comments that were made out there. There was a show that was saying that they don't, and I think it's true that he would not play here when they come in March. And I think he's going to stay as far away as he possibly can from Philly because he won't be able to deal with it. If you were a former, which even the great Charles Barkley found out when he was gone from here, when he made his first appearance back in Philly. Now, of course, he's loved by all Philadelphians because the time change and time heals all wounds and everything else like that. With Ben, it'll never happen. But keep going with that Kardashian mentality because it's going to make you crash in New York, no different than it did in Philly. Because the destination, as I will remind everyone, was for LA, not New York, in LA. And by the way, shame on New York with that mayor that they chose because they decide to bring this pomp and circumstance thing together to say, oh, by the way, we're going to lift up the restrictions. And what do? Basically come there and they're doing just like California. We're not lifting anything up. We're now approaching the endemic. Are you out of your mind? So that's why one player from the Nets is getting itchy to the point where he wants out in the same way that James Harden did, because let everyone be themselves. Let everyone free. Let everyone do what they want to do because it's enough is enough. But when it comes to Ben Simmons, if they think they're going to win something in New York with Ben, you're sadly mistaken because he'll play that mental card all over again, even though it was proven that he wasn't. But for him to say that he doesn't owe us an apology, I don't care for his apology. I don't know how the rest of you guys feel. I don't care for Ben. I don't care for what happens to him. None of that stuff. And I'm not saying that like an ill will mentality. Like, if God forbid he has a horrific car accident, that's a whole different story. I'm talking about as far as comes sports related. You can go ahead and go in your corner and do whatever you feel like. Think you're going to be a team player over there, but the same thing, the same collapse is going to happen with the Nets.
You know what it is you can go back and do all this and look at this. He signed with Clutch Sports. You know who runs Clutch Sports?
I don't know.
LeBron and Rich Paul. And every player that is signed with Clutch Sports are crybabies. Odell Beckham, he just signed with them. You got Ben Simmons. You got Dwayne Wade was with them when he was there. LeBron. You got the other crybaby, Westbrook. Or Westbrook's not a crybaby, but Westbrook's with them. All the crybabies are with Clutch Sports.
I don't think Dwayne Wade's a crybaby.
No, I'm saying he was with them after Wade left. He's not a crybaby. He's not a crybaby. But you got LeBron that's there. Who was that? Who was the other guy that forced his way out of? Shit, I can't remember who he forced his way. The football player that forced his way out, besides Beckham, the other one. Oh shit, I can't remember his name. But anyway, did you guys see today football? That Tony Romo signed a new big contract and that Troy Aikman is moving from Fox to ESPN.
Yep. Well, Joey B just said something about that in the comments.
Yeah, I'm going back up here. But
Jim, what do you think about that? Who they going to pair with Joe Buck now?
I actually let me touch on this. Yeah, definitely Fuji. I want to touch on this Tony Romo thing real quick because it's really interesting. Coming from you go into school for sports broadcasting, sports journalism, they've got all these players, and no disrespect to the players like Romo and Drew Brees, they got these players coming into broadcasting, and again, no disrespect, but you got to know how to broadcast. You got to know the rules of the game. Obviously, as a football player, you know the rules of the game. But going on, going from the field to the broadcast booth is a whole different story. And you just got to know how to do that. You got to know how to talk to people, or you got to know how to have a broadcast personality. You got to know how to be able to do all the broadcasting stuff that you need to do and have those skills. I don't think Tony Romo is there yet. I definitely don't think this $180 million deal or whatever he has, I definitely don't think he's worth that much, especially not this year or last year that, or however long he's been in the broadcast booth. He really underwhelmed, and that's kind of sad from somebody who used to be a really prominent figure in the NFL as a player. It kind of sucks. There are some really good guys, or I mean, not really good, but there are some really average guys who moved on from the NFL who became broadcasters. Chris Collinsworth, he's okay, not the best, but he's definitely better than Romo. Peyton and Eli's Monday Night Football show, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's something that they do on their own. It's not, super duper professional in the sense that it's like Fox or ESPN, but it's at least something a little bit better than, overshooting your step of going from football to the broadcast booth, because it's a whole different world and you got to know the skills and you got to be able to know how to execute those skills. That being said, I do agree with Joey B in the comments. I think Al Michaels would be a great addition, as well as Aikman, if they needed somebody as a play-by-play as well.
Well, isn't Isn't that the rumor of Al Michaels was going to Amazon, and rumor was Troy Aikman as well to go to Amazon with Al Michaels? That was the rumor a couple weeks ago.
I heard that too, but I just heard that Aikman's going to ESPN and he's probably going to be doing Monday Night Football with them guys. I think Louis Riddick is probably going to take the job as the Steelers GM. I think that's what they're trying to do is take him and put him with Monday Night Football and move Riddick over to the Steelers general manager's job.
Okay. Yeah.
Aikman would be good on Monday Night Football.
Right.
You know what? It seems like I think these guys are, the last couple of years, Steve Levy, Louis Riddick, and Greasy, I thought they were pretty good. But it just seems like ESPN just can't get this Monday night lineup right. I mean, the last few years, it's just a revolving door.
I'm going to tell you, they had it right at the beginning of the season at the preseason game when they had Kirk Herbstreit and Chris Fowler do it. That's who needs to do Monday Night Football. Kirk Herbstreit, Chris Fowler, be done with it. They do their college games and let them do Monday Night Football. Kirk Herbstreit, Chris Fowler are the best two in college football, hands down.
Now, does this experiment continue with the Manning brothers? I mean, how successful is that really?
Renewed it.
What's that?
They already renewed it.
Did they?
Yeah, they renewed it.
Yeah. And they're going to try it with other sports, too. They want to do it with UFC, golf, and
golf.
I think they said they were going to, and they were going to try to do it with baseball, too, I think they said.
How interesting can you
right
be?
for them.
I agree.
How interesting can you, and Irv, by the way, thank you for tuning in. He says, bring back Dennis Miller. That would be a great addition, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen anytime soon. 3 years, Joey B saying that they end up bringing him back for. But with golf, come on. How interesting can it be? First of all, the broadcasters that are nowhere even near the guys golfing are already whispering. So what are you going to just a bunch of whispers? Yes, he's on the putt nine. We want to make a joke here, but we have to.
Like Happy Gilmore.
It's going to be ridiculous.
Like the movie Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, but I mean, even still, though, how silly is that? There's nothing. I'm sorry. Are you going to bring graph across there? It's like the putting green is 500 yards. Speaking about 500 yards, the girl I used to date is about 500 yards away from me because she has a restraining order. Hey, come on. You can make it interesting.
Do that pretty well.
Well, thank you. Since you want to bust my chops about anything else, I guess I'm figuring something else.
They had to sign you up on one of these networks.
Yeah,
so you can sit there and say, well, my girlfriend's about 500 yards away with a restraining order, and this guy's putting the ball in the hole 10.
Wait, where was he going to put the ball? See,
in hole 10, I said.
Hole 10.
Open your ears.
Yeah.
Open your ears.
Yeah. Hole 10, huh? Boy, you should be the new golf commentator. You and Joe Buck should be the golf commentator.
Nah, me and Joe Buck will make.
Oh,
That would be fantastic.
That would be great.
I would love to see that. Fuji and Joe Buck. Well, Fuji,
That'd be like old school WWF over and about.
Well, Fuji, what's your take on that? Well, God, let me tell you.
Exactly.
I'd be blowing too many gaskets.
I know I can't see what's going on, but just knowing Fuji, I know what Dave just did. So.
Yeah, well, he was already beat red. He calmed down now. He went from Tampa Bay Red back to Eagle Green.
And 302 in me.
Yeah.
Out of that booth.
We'll see if you start out with the same bang there, No Filter Network. He'll probably be double asleep when we start next week, but that's all right. Fuji would throw Joe Buck out of the 18th tower.
Nah, I'm not that bad.
Okay.
I would have much rather replace Joe Buck than Troy Aikman.
Nah, Troy. I think Troy's the best in the business. A
That's
lot of people like Romo, but Romo, I don't know. Romo I think he's just too pro Dallas, where Aikman calls it down the middle.
Well, if you look at it, I guess he got Chucky's deal because Chucky's deal was 10 years, $180 million for the same thing. So he basically took over where Chucky left off. So, and you throw that kind of money out there, it's not going to make any sense whatsoever. Speaking of one Toronto Blue Jay, Mr. Dylan Spalding, our local Tampa correspondent. Hey, boys and girls.
Hello.
What's happening, Dylan?
I thought he was logging on.
No, he had other business to take care of tonight. Don't forget, he's also in college, just like the First Lady co-host here. So, some people are trying to get educated there, Mr. Italian Stallion.
What are you implying? That I'm not educated?
No, I'm just saying, if you want to
So,
make a lot of
Angel,
pasta, we know who to go to.
Angel, does that mean that
Ah.
she's the queen of Broad Street South?
Well, of course.
I didn't have to answer that.
First lady.
Didn't have to answer that. Yeah, Roma. Sean's right. Roma does love talking in third person, just like the Ricky Henderson. The Ricky's going to steal the base. Ricky was great. You talking about some that's going to be, one night over on the network, we have to find how many people and how many athletes love to talk about themselves in third person, just like Chad Ochocinco was another one that
How about
used to
Deion
love.
Sanders?
Yeah, him too.
The Rock.
Don't do that.
There's a lot of them.
Maybe we should all reach out and get them all on one big show.
Sure.
Hey, you never
Yeah.
know who's on the network.
Never
That's
knows
true.
watching either.
That's right. Hey guys,
Come in.
I gotta go. My guys are going nuts here. They gotta go outside and go potty. But want to wish you guys a congratulations
Thank
on
you.
moving over to No Filter. It won't be long before we be there. Glad that I could be a part of this last episode over here on Facebook for you, Broad Street South. Jen, Fuji, I love you guys. Angel,
Thank
we'll be
you.
in touch. You guys have a good rest of your night. Lee Money, I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank
All
you.
right, Dave.
See ya.
Love you guys
Absolutely.
as well. Thank you for everything you do. We appreciate it.
Yep. Later, guys.
Yeah, so I wasn't going to get into the basketball talk because I'm not really a big basketball guy. But I mean, this Troy Aikman thing. I mean, I understand that they want to have former players because the players are the ones that know how the sport went and everything like that. I get all that, but why not try to get somebody that's maybe just recently retired? And I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to turn that into a Tom Brady joke, but why not turn it into why not offer that to somebody who just retired? Because they know the current rules of the game. Troy Aikman's been out of the game for how long?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's just my thought on it.
No, it's true.
Exactly.
And because some of the guys are coming to broadcast booth. I mean, you have
Wait.
what's that? No, our former QB, New Orleans.
Drew Brees.
Breeze.
There you go.
Drew
He's
Brees.
on
Yeah.
Sunday Night
Yeah.
Football.
Right. So just coming out of the NFL, at least he's up with the game versus Troy Aikman. Thing like once the season is done, he's not worried about anything else because when you become a broadcaster, and by the way, I want to say for the Super Bowl, I want to say shame on both Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth, because when you come out and you tell the people that you know all this stuff in your head, that you got years of experience and there's nothing written out for you. If anyone happened to notice during the Super Bowl, what were they both doing? Looking down at the teleprompter and reading off the teleprompter the whole entire time, except when they looked at each other. So don't go throwing rocks through glass houses because they've said it to other people before. Shame on you because you were caught basically with your pants down because, especially Chris Collinsworth, thanks there, Al, for being here. And I just want to say I'm not really looking at a teleprompter, but I think you're looking absolutely rewarding. And that someone who put that in their prompter. I mean, come on.
You do that pretty good at Collinsworth.
yeah.
Well, I try.
You do a pretty
You know-
good imitation of Collins, Les.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking
Collinsworth
of,
was.
we have Chris Collinsworth here on the line, believe it or not. And here he is in the form of Dylan
That
Spalding.
Blue
Here is
Jays hat
Dylan.
off. Congratulations, but get that Blue Jays hat off. I got a one-way
Thank you,
ticket
guys.
for you to go to Canada.
I apologize about the mic. I'm doing this off my phone. I was gonna set up my desk, but
You were the culprit the other night on the
I've
show
been,
with
training a
that
guy
background
here
noise.
for the Tampa Bay Titans. So
Hey, no filter. I'm already on ahead of everybody here. I'm already on no filter, so I really don't give a rat's ass. I told you I'm going out with a bang on this, whatever the hell you want to call it. On this,
No.
Well, hey, Fuji, maybe check out my stream tomorrow night because I'm
Social
actually going
media.
off on Facebook.
It really don't matter.
Now, see, now Lee, you have to repeat that again because as he was going on his reign, he completely ignored what you said. So go ahead,
Sorry,
and
Lee,
say
I
it
didn't
again.
hear you.
Yeah, I was going to say, Fuji, maybe you should turn into my show tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. on Redline Radio, because I'm going to open up the show with a shoot promo. And for those of you that don't know professional wrestling speak, that means unscripted promo on Facebook.
Do you hear that?
Because they have banned people for 60 days for things that they said 7 years ago in a group that is no longer functioning on Facebook.
Yep. I'm telling you, that's why. Listen, I try to tell the people for the longest of time to do us a favor and subscribe over to YouTube, which costs you absolutely nothing to subscribe. And even you're talking about a year and a half worth of saying this over and over and over again, because the writing has been on the wall for the longest. That's a big thing. And as long as they continue this whole new thing, this whole new world, this whole new society, it's bound to get a lot worse. And that's the reason why I ended up switching over to the network. If we have 3 fans that follow us over there and it's only 3 people, you know what? That's 3 more people that we started with even when we were here starting off. So my thing is, like, if people can't say what they really want to say, it's sinful when it comes down to it. You can preach other things, you can force down the throat other things, and as long as you believe in everything that other people say, which I'll keep it at a minimal on this side, but as long as you go with whatever they want, then you're just fine. You're okie dokie, and you're great with them. God forbid you have your own opinion. You can't say whatever you want to. Now, when you sneeze at school, I just tell them COVID, just because you want to be so petrified for what? It's a regular sneeze. I didn't know that you had to identify every time you sneeze. It's a cold. It's allergies. It's COVID. Come on. That's enough of that nonsense, but whatever.
Angel ran.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you,
are you Angel Martinez and you approve that message?
What's that mean?
I said it's your guys' last episode on Facebook, man. I mean, go out with a bang. I mean, because like my whole rant tomorrow is going to be, you know what, Facebook? Here I am. As long as you're going to ban people for something that they haven't said recently, then I'm going to do everything I possibly can to get you to ban me. And I'll be happy to do it.
Challenge accepted.
I'm an old school ECW fan. I'm an old school ECW fan.
Hey, ECW is right here in Philly.
The episode. It absolutely was.
ECW took place in South Philly, right there on that Front Street.
No, we're gonna have Lee. Listen, don't worry, because there's right now we're on obviously Tuesdays and Thursday nights during the off season here, but we're gonna take one particular night over on No Filter Network and just say things that have been burning us for the longest. And for those who get butthurt, I'm going to tell you right now, it might not be a show that you want to tune into, because if you get butthurt easily, I don't have a Band-Aid for you. All right. I don't have anything to cure you. So if you get butthurt, you might not want to come over for one particular show, because we'll have the opportunity to say what we want without being censored by anyone, period. Because it's absolutely ridiculous that you, as an American, as someone free in the land of the free, the home of the brave, now, because you don't believe what goes on with one side, then all of a sudden you don't matter. And God forbid you write something on Twitter and it's like, oh my God, how dare you? You don't understand that. And I could go on, but I'm going to leave it at that, because I'm going to save it till we get over there. So don't worry. But Joey B, I want to bring this up because our USFL representative here in the house, Jen, he says, do you believe that it will be a bust, or will it survive 1 year more?
You know, that's a really good question, and I did see it, and I've been kind of pondering it, as we were going on in the show. I think it's going to take a couple years. I see it coming back and hopefully staying for more than 1 year. I don't know. I honestly feel like it's been off to a shaky start. They haven't done a lot of promo before the draft. They kind of were just like, yeah, we're the USFL, we're here, we're coming in April, and then leaving it at that. So I'm kind of really interested to see where this goes this season. I mean, obviously, when the USFL was back in 1983, there was a lot different. It was a lot different than it is today. Obviously, there's more access to the internet. There's more access to social media. So obviously, there's a lot of opportunities to more promote the USFL, get other people involved, get younger people involved, and get everybody, involved in the USFL in one way or another. So I want to see it thrive. I want to see it survive. I'm the lead writer over at the Philly Sports Network, which is in partnership with Metro Philadelphia. It's a recent partnership. So I want to see it survive, because I would love to write about the USFL, especially now that we're in the off season with the NFL, just to have a nice segue of going from the USFL back to the NFL. But, to answer your question, I think we have to see how this season's going to play out. I don't know too much about the players that were drafted, especially on the USFL Stars, who I'll be rooting for. Excuse me. But I would have to, I'd have to see how this season plays out, maybe go midway through and see how fans are tuning in, see how things are going, and kind of just base it off of that.
Yeah, no, I agree. But Joey says he's dealing at study hall. And
study hall.
The other comment I want to bring up that Joey mentioned earlier.
We don't have study hall in college, boys.
I want to be sure it doesn't get passed up. He says, what do you guys think of Danny Hurley getting a technical at UConn for waving his arms up and down to get the home fans riled up? That was just absolutely ridiculous. And this is things that I want to save for the other side, because this is the things that I'm talking about. Oh, dear God. This new butthurt society is driving me absolutely insane. I can't wait for that show. I can't wait. I can't wait for the switch over, because it is ungodly awful for what you can and can't say anymore. And there might be people unfollowing me on Twitter. Just letting you know, forewarning, there is going to be a closure when the show starts. If you get butthurt, don't bother.
Calm down, take a couple deep breaths.
But hey guys, let me jump off here, man. I got phone calls coming in left and right, so let me let you go.
All right, Lee, have a great night.
Take care, Lee. Thanks for coming.
Hey, Lee.
Take care, Lee.
Hey,
Fuji, Hey, Fuji, you mentioned your ECW over in Philadelphia. Do you have a stick behind you when I see your boy Howie in Philadelphia up there?
Can you repeat that? I think your screen was freezing up.
Oh, I apologize about that, Fuji. Sorry about that. I said your boy Howie up in Philly. Do you have a kendo stick behind you? Because ECW up there in Philadelphia, do you have a kendo stick ready for Howie whenever he steps out of line?
Hey, I'm the Sandman.
Yeah,
there you go. The Fuji man.
I want to finish up with yes.
Just take a couple deep breaths. Take a drink of water and breathe in and out.
Yeah, I've been holding a lot back. I've been holding, and thankfully, because of my producer, I've been holding a lot back. But there will be a show. Trust me when I tell you, there will be a show, right? That it's going to be no holds barred.
Breathe in.
No breathing in, no breathing out, none of that stuff. It's going to be a show.
Just take Mr. Miyagi's quotes from the Karate Kid. Breathe in, breathe out.
Yeah, I will. There's something I'm going to wax on and wax off.
Fuji, the Hoover Dam is ready to break for Angel. So
yeah, exactly. Enough's enough. Period.
You can see the smoke coming through the headphones out of his ears.
Because enough's enough. But the one final thing I want to get to here, and I want to get now. Joey B says Fuji now acting as Mr. Miyagi. But the one final thing I want to get into before we close out the show here, because we're already running a little bit over, but. What do you guys think of? Which I don't know, Jen. I'm going to start. I want to ask you this question because you're connected with the USFL.
Yes.
Do you think, as the NFL now wants to, I guess, tie in with the XFL and take other things, like obviously when the XFL came around the first time, they took away the camera, obviously that runs from one side of the field to the other. Now they're saying that they want to adapt to some of the equipment that the XFL is going to use and some of the other things. Is it a smart move by The Rock if he wants to rebuild the XFL and make it again different from what the NFL was going to be? Is it smart for basically for the XFL to say, sure, NFL, we'll welcome you with open arms, and then we'll change us to you?
In a way, I want to say yes and no, and it's probably because I can't make a decision for the life of me, but I'll pick a side. So basically, I don't think it's a smart idea. I mean, it's if you're looking at it from the NFL standpoint, and honestly with the NFL commish, which Roger Goodell will get into with the No Filter Network, because I've got some things to say about him about that.
Amen.
But that's a whole nother story. From looking at it from the money hungry Roger Goodell standpoint, obviously it would be a smart investment to, work with the XFL and kind of implement some of that partnership or whatever, just because it's going to be a good way for the NFL. Honestly, it's going to be a great way for the NFL to make money, and it's probably not going to do a whole lot for the XFL, and the XFL is not going to be as successful as it could be because the XFL is going to be like an NFL part 2, like an afterthought kind of thing, where if the XFL were to be on its own, if it were to be its own thing, just like the USFL is and the CFL are, then obviously it might be a little more successful because it's something different than the NFL. I mean, if I want to watch the NFL, I'm going to watch the NFL. I'm not going to watch the XFL. That's going to be like an NFL afterthought. So I kind of think from the NFL standpoint, it's going to be a smart investment. But looking at it from the XFL side, I think it's one of the dumbest things you could possibly do.
Fuji?
Just to piggyback off. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of similar to the NBA G League. Just a similar thing. You're not going to watch the NBA G League if you're going to watch the NBA. Might as well watch the NBA. So it's going to be a similar thing. I think that second iteration when the XFL came out was really good. There's a lot of things that I think I liked out of it. So, yeah, if it's just a copycat of the NFL, nobody's going to watch it. There's no market to.
Okay, Fuji.
It's already a copycat league. I don't know what to say. I'm all talked out. I don't know. I'm all ranted out. All right. Well, listen, everybody, thank you once again for tuning in tonight, especially the 29 states here stateside. For the countries overseas, Brazil, Uruguay, and Puerto Rico, we really do appreciate it. Along with thank you for everyone for supporting us for the last year and a half. We've been out here on Facebook and the other platforms. Once again, we hope that you guys end up joining us at our new home at the No Filter Network come March 1st at 8 o'clock. And I'm going to tell you this much. Yes, we will always keep the professionalism on certain shows that we end up doing because, again, the guests that we've had and we'd be able to book, we're not going to disrespect the guests when they come on there because that's not what we do. That's what we've never been about. But when we have the opportunity of going over there and being able to say what we want without being censored and put our true feelings out there, I'm quite sure there's going to be a lot of people saying the same exact things that we are tonight, at least thinking about it. So, again, everyone, we hope to see you there come Tuesday, March 1st, 8 o'clock, our debut at the No Filter Network. All you have to do, once again, go to nofilter.net. On the top right-hand corner where it says log in, all you have to do is choose your email. Whichever email you choose that. It'll send you an email, let you know they created your email. Then search for Broad Street South, which is right behind Brian Urlacher. Go to Broad Street South, hit the follow, and then get your show ticket, which is absolutely free. You'll see it up there. That way, you're guaranteed a spot when you come up there on Tuesday night. So we're going to plan to have some great lineup shows over there on the No Filter Network. And by the way, you never know who else is coming over on the network, so stay tuned for that one, as hopefully we have our boots to the ground, getting some more folks to come over that way as well. Fuji's going to wear, Fuji's going to wear some wrestling boots at USFL games, ECW style. Oh, boy, like Ric Flair, even though he doesn't better. There you go.
Yes, I love it.
Thanks again, guys. Looking forward to transition over to No Filter. Joey B, we can't wait to see you over there as well. We appreciate it. And before we go, of course, I can't thank, other than my crew here, is also our sponsors. We do appreciate, and we thank, by the way, Tampa Joe's. If you guys have not gone, I'm going to say it before I bring up the logo here. Mike Goodwin did a phenomenal job doing the upgrades and the remodel to Tampa Joe's. And if you guys have not been here in the local Tampa area, if you have not been to Tampa Joe's at 9316 Anderson Road in a while, take a look at Tampa Joe's and go to their Facebook page because he just posted up there. And if not, go over to my personal page as well, and you'll see the pictures up there as well. And an excellent, excellent job. Upgraded sound system, upgraded a bunch of TVs on the restaurant side. I mean, now it is your ultimate sports bar right next to the airport. And the best thing is, there's the Homewood Suites right in that parking lot. So you can imagine the Philly fans, when the season comes up next year, you fly in, you just come from the airport, 10-minute ride over Tampa Joe's, right at Homewood Suites. I mean, you can get drunk and right across the parking lot and never have to get a DUI because you can hobble into your hotel room. So take a look over at 9316 Anderson Road. They did a phenomenal job. What's up, Fuji?
I was going to say about we parachute right in from right off the airplane right to Tampa Joe's.
You could do that. You could definitely do that.
Skip the rental car and all that good stuff.
Exactly.
Just drop us right in.
You could do that.
Come on, Fuji. We'll take our Canadian maple syrup shots.
There you go.
I'll pass.
You can do it. You can do whatever you want. But again, thanks to Tampa Joe's, of course, for the phenomenal job they do. Mike Goodwin, the relationship that he has had with us here at Broad Street South, and he'll continue that relationship over with us at No Filter Network. We do thank him for that. Philly Sports Trips at phillysportstrips.com. Vince Rizzuto as you guys have seen, he was fired up the other day, about 2 days ago. Today's the 24th. He put out a good post on Facebook, and the man is fired up with the upcoming trips that they have, and they are, yes, coming down to Clearwater. They will be staying in Clearwater, but it's going to be great to see Vince and the entire Philly crew coming back down here again, even if it's for whether it was supposed to be a Phillies game or possibly a Threshers game as they start off their season April 8th. So thanks to PhillySportsTrips.com. If you guys want to travel with the pros at PhillySportsTrips.com. Also to Larry Gilman at LGDirect.net for your business sales solutions. If you guys need credit card terminals, payment solutions, and or even apparel, please reach out to Larry Gilman at LGDirect.net. And you can see up there on the screen. And for those who are listening to the audio download, 855-777-3863, 855-777-3863. Let them know that Broad Street South sent you. Also for BigStarSportsTalk.com, our special media partnership, and he does a phenomenal job with Andy Kalu, the former Eagle great, on In the Trenches, Monday through Friday, from 10 to 12 Central Standard Time, 11 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. Guys put on a great show with Chris Gordy and Jacob Beck behind the glass. Also, don't forget on BroadStreetSouth.com, over for our special strategic partnership with Caesars Rewards with Super Draft Pro. If you guys want to get on there, go to the very top of the screen on BroadStreetSouth.com. Again, BroadStSouth.com. On the very top of it, you guys can click on. You can take a look at it. Joey must have put a funny comment up there because I can see Fuji giggling. But if you guys take a look up there, you can join in. You can join for free, or they have the different packages. I play every single night. It's a lot of fun, and I have been winning. So that's a great thing from Super Draft Pro. And again, as Mikey was on here earlier, the club that rocks Tampa Joe's all the time, Philly South to Philly fan club from Philadelphia that have all resided here. Mike Klein, a phenomenal job that he has done over there. So we hope him much more success as he is coming up on his 26th year. Matter of fact, 27 by the time the season kicks off. Mikey does a good job with everyone else over there. So thank you to Mike, along with Eagles Mania, for the job they end up doing. Again, Dave, you guys can catch him over at Steel City Renegades. And Fuji, when I mention one person, again, not saying sponsor, again, so people don't get this confused, I want to mention, where can you get the best sports apparel?
Fanatics, where else? Before you speak, up to 65% off Eagles merchandise till you got 3 hours. Jump on there now and get your, seriously, if you log on, there's Eagles merchandise, 65%
no, that's fine.
off.
What I did was I put this up here because the other one's pointing to his Toronto hat. He already forgot about Philly, so that's okay. That's why I'm flashing this up there, because he forgets all about it.
He's
exactly.
a sellout.
Not a sellout.
He's selling.
Oh.
But officially licensed everything over at Fanatics.com, as Fuji just mentioned. And by the way, to our good friend Leslie Goodell, don't forget, save the date, May 31st. It's quickly approaching. The second annual Kendall's Crusade, the one-arm golf challenge. Last year was a major hit, and I hope to see everyone who participated last year plus more. So don't forget, May 31st. Pretty soon she will have all the updates coming up. I believe they're going to have it again in White Marsh. I could be wrong, but I believe it's going to be the same location as it did last year. Ended up being a major success. So thanks to Leslie Goodell, of course, always sharing that out. So May 31st, save the date. I see one last comment coming in here before we end up taking off. Lee Money says, thanks for putting up with my crazy background shenanigans while getting things done tonight. Can't wait to join you guys over at No Filter. Don't forget, check out my rant tomorrow night from 4 to 6 on Red Line Radio with Lee's Crazy Money. So it's going to be fantastic. If you guys haven't checked out the show, please check it out. Same way, check out the lineup over there at Red Line Radio. Don't forget, once again, you guys, come join us Tuesday, our debut on the No Filter Network. And by the way, if you have something to do tomorrow night or you have a day night, don't forget to check out our good friend Tony Bruno on 7 o'clock tomorrow night on the No Filter Network. So a lot of great shows are going over there, and we're proud to be partnered up with them. It's going to be a lot of fun. So listen, gang, thank you so much for Debbie, my producer over at Studio B, Dylan making the late time. And by the way, congratulations once again to our local Tampa correspondent. And I'm not saying keeper, right? You are the scoreboard analyst, right? Forget that keeper stuff. So the scoreboard analyst for the Toronto Blue Jays, as long as the season kicks off. For Dylan Spalding, of course, our first lady co-host here at Broad Street South. Jen, it was great to see you again tonight. Not so much for the guy above you because I got to deal with him all the time, but it's okay. It's all right. But
That's
Fuji,
tough love.
exactly. Fuji, always great to see you, buddy.
Same here. I'd like to thank everybody tuning in. Ride with us over at No Filter because it's only going to get better. And just let's go. Let's keep the pedal to the metal, baby, because this sucker's going wherever we're taking it.
And at the end of the show,
stopping. No stopping us.
Right? I thought you were slowing down because at the end you were just winding back down. You went from you started slow, went into Energized Bunny mode, and then just went right back down again.
See, when you do these advertisements, I don't know, I just start getting giddy or something.
Is that what it is?
Pretty much.
All right.
You see me behind the screen there.
Of course I do.
Making all kinds of gestures.
That's why I keep it professional when it comes to the sponsor, but that's okay. I get it. That's right. You know what? I'll get you a cigar from jcnewman.com. How about that one?
I'll take a few Cubans.
Okay. We'll do that. There. All right. Because they something else. I'll leave it at that for the next network. But listen, everyone, we will see you. Have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Enjoy the temperatures. May not be so much up north. But
I got one last thing to say. No,
sure.
When you log off.
Do you want it now or after log off?
No, when you log off.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure. But for everyone who wants to listen, enjoy your weekend. We will see you again Tuesday, our new home at the No Filter Network. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your evening.